Hi, in this video here, I just want to caution you from disabling spanning tree. Okay, so in a lot of forums I've looked at over the years, I sometimes hear people say, oh yeah, I don't, I just disable spanning tree. Spanning tree is a problem, causes problems. Well, spanning tree doesn't necessarily cause problems. It actually helps stop huge problems from occurring in your network, because a loop will bring down your network faster than you can say spanning tree. So I also hear people say, well, you know what? I control my wiring closet and all the switches are in my wiring closet. And so I know nobody's ever going to create a loop because I'm the only one that goes in there and I'll never do anything stupid. Well, first of all, not having redundancy, any loops in your spanning in your network means, well, okay, if a link goes down or a switch goes down, then any devices behind that part of your network will not be able to reach other devices on the other side. Okay, but that's a design consideration that you might be okay with. But the danger is that you may think that you can't, that a loop can't occur because you've got control of your wiring closet. Well, here I've got a little example here of two people in their cubicles, and they've both decided to bring in their own Ethernet switches, okay, to attach more devices to these switches, okay? Then what happens, so all of a sudden, you've lost control. Perhaps we'll talk about this later. There's ways to guard against this happening, by the way, something called BPDU guard, to keep people from adding switches to your network. Don't want people doing that, but we'll talk about that in a later video. Anyway, in this case here, they've added switches to your network. And not only that, which adding switches can be a problem, but not only that, they've interconnected the two switches. Guess what? Now you have a loop. And guess what's going to happen? If you've disabled spanning tree on all your switches, and let's say these are some cheap switches or not running spanning tree, or they've been disabled on these switches, you've got a loop. So again, there's really, unless you really have a reason for doing this and know what you're doing, don't disable spanning tree. I'm not saying that there's never a reason to do it, but just know the consequences, and it's usually those people that have a little bit more experience than somebody, a technician that's only been doing this for a year or two. Or typically this occurs when it's done by somebody that doesn't understand spanning tree. Okay, so keep spanning tree, don't disable it. Thanks.